Good morning, students. Welcome to Complex Analysis live lectures. In this class, we will discuss about multivalued function, then a branch of a multivalued function, branch point, and branch cut. And we'll see some examples. So let's start with what is meant by a multivalued function. If we understand this multivalued function, so what we know is this e power 2 pi I or I, this one we know is that cos 2 pi plus I times sine 2 pi, which is 1, right? So therefore, whenever you have this e power 2 pi I extra, it is not giving anything new. Okay, so suppose if you take z, which is in polar form, so suppose if z is represented in this form, r into e power I theta, then what can you say about this z? R theta plus 2 pi. This is same as r into e power I, wherever theta is there. If you substitute theta plus 2 pi, then this is same as r into e power I theta into e power I 2 pi. But we have now already e power I times 2 pi is 1. So which is same as r into e power I theta. This is same as z of r comma theta, right? Okay, so if a function you can call it analytic function f is said to be single valued if this satisfies f of z r comma theta is same as f of z r theta plus 2 pi. Okay, that means if you see here r we are not changing, only we are changing the angle. Okay, so you take some function f, then we say that it is a single valued function if f of z r comma theta is same as, at if you go to 360 degrees, then if you calculate that value, it should be same. Okay, then we say that if it is not true, then we say that it is a multivalued function. So what is meant by saying a function is multivalued function? The analytic function f is said to be multivalued if f of z r comma theta, whatever this one, if it is different from f of z r theta plus 2 pi. Okay, then we say that it is multivalued function. That means after going one complete round, that value is different. After going another complete round, that value is maybe different and far. Okay, is that clear? Difference between single valued and multi-valued? Yes or no? So if you take, say, suppose this z, if this is r, okay, and if this is theta, if you go this around, say like this, and you reach again here, which is circle, so therefore one is theta and the other one is theta plus 2 pi. If those two values, f of those two values are same, then it is a single valued function. Okay, if their values are different, then we say it is a multi-valued function. Okay, is that clear? Yes or no? That means by starting from one point and going around a circle, okay, and you reach that point, if the value differs, that means if the value of that function is different, then we say that it is a multi-valued function. Okay, that means for a single z, okay, for a single z, it is taking f of z values are multiple values. So f of z, you can call it f1 of z or w1, w2, w3, like. Then we say it is a multi-valued function. Okay, fine. So let's say quickly some examples to understand multi-valued function. Okay, say example. Suppose take f of z is equal to z power n. Okay, z power n, where n is, say, take integer, just like 1, okay, z square, z cube, or 1 by z, 1 by z square, and right. Then see what is this? So initially f of z, which is a function of r comma theta, so assume z is non-zero there. Okay, so assume z non-zero. Okay, then this is simply r power n, because if you write z as polar form, this is r power n into e power I n theta, right? Is that clear? Now we want to see whether this function is a multi-valued function or not. That means what we want to know? We want to see after going a reaching angle from theta to theta plus 2 pi, whether this value changes or it is coming to original value or not. Is that clear? So what is this value will become in place of theta if we substitute theta plus 2 pi? This is in theta plus 2 pi, which is r power n e power I n theta into e power I 2n pi, right? But what we know about e power I 2n pi? Whatever n it may be, that value is 1. Yes or no? It is either cos e power 2 pi, e power 4 pi, and so on, right? All whatever n it is even multiple. Yes or no? So this is same as r power n into e power I n theta, since e power I 2n pi, this value is always 1, whatever n it may be, whatever n you take, which is an integer. Okay, because it is a multiple of 2. 2 is there. Is that clear? Yes or no? Yes or no? So therefore this is same as f of z, of course, which is function in r comma theta. Whether, so therefore is it a single valued function or multi-valued function? Single valued function, because even after substituting theta plus 2 pi, we are getting same value, we are not getting the different value. Is this clear? Therefore this f of z, which is equal to z power n, where n is a integer, okay, is a single valued function. Clear? Yes or no? Now let's see some example 2, which is take f of z is equal to z power half. That means here our n is not a integer. Okay, square root. This is same as square root. Okay, right? How we will write this? Let z is equal to r into e power I theta. So therefore f of z, which is a function of r comma theta, I am writing, instead of writing f of z, we are simply writing f of z r comma theta, just to understand in place of theta how you can substitute theta plus 2. So what is this will become? R power half and e power I theta by 2. Is that clear? Right? So therefore, what is f of z r theta plus 2 pi? That means what is the value of f of z when that it go one around and reaches to that same point? It traverses complete circle. This is same as r is not changing. Yes or no? Then e power I, in place of theta, what we have is theta plus 2 pi by 2, which is same as r power 1 by 2 e power I theta by 2, and e power 2 will get cancelled, e power I pi we will get. But what is the value of e power I pi? What is the value of e power I pi? Yes? Small value. What is the value of e power I pi? Cos pi plus I sin pi. Small trigonometric values. What is e power I pi? We have discussed this. What is cos 180 degrees? Cos pi value and sin pi value. Come on. -1. Then what is the problem to say? So therefore e power I pi value is -1, right? So So therefore this will become minus r power 1 by 2 e power I theta by 2, right? Which is not same as f of z r theta. Is that clear? Whether these two values are same, they are different values, right? Yes or no? So therefore, if you take a arbitrary z and if you go around a circle and reaches to theta plus 2 pi, that means completes 360 degrees, then that value is changing, f of z value is changing, right? So therefore f of z is a multivalued function or not? Yes or no? This is not equal to f of z r comma theta. So therefore f of z is you are getting different value, right? Multivalued function. Clear? The first example which we have seen is that those values are equal, so you are getting a single valued function. Okay? But in this example, it is a multi-valued function. Is that clear? Yes or no? Now remember, if this, in this one, if you take a z plane, if you take a z plane, and if you take a z here, okay, and even if you go around a complete square, that means this theta, okay, whatever we are having here, if this theta, if it goes around, it will become 2 pi. Yes or no? Huh? Then what this in w plane, what this will become? In w plane, because your f of z is z power half. F of z is z power half, that means ei theta by 2. So in z plane, if it is theta, in w plane it is theta by 2. Yes or no? So even in z plane, if it is go and completes one round, one circle, but in w plane, how much it will reaches? Because it is z power half, right? That means it is 1 over theta. If it is at present, suppose theta is at 0, then it is theta by 2, which is 0. When theta is pi, then it is actually pi by 2. Yes or no? So therefore, even if it in z plane it completes one circle, one here, it only crosses 0 to pi. Is that clear? Yes or no? Right? So in z plane, f of z, if you go one complete round, but in w plane, we are actually going only half, right? If you want to complete the remaining, we should go again one more round. Yes or no? That means here we have to go 2 times to complete one circle here. Is that clear? If you go one complete round in z plane, this function f of z, whatever we are calling here f of z, which is z power half, will only travel half circle. Okay, so to travel the complete circle, here we have to go 2 times. Yes or no? Right? You can check that f of z r comma theta plus 4 pi. That means I am going from theta plus 2 pi to theta plus 4 pi. Okay, what is this will become? R power 1 by 2, right? E power I theta by 2 and e power 4 pi by 2, which is e power I 2 pi. But we know e power I 2 pi is 1, right? So this is same as r power 1 by 2 e power I theta by 2, because e power 2 pi value is 1, which is same as f of z r comma theta, right? So when it is coming in one circle, it reaches half value, half circle, and one more time if you go, it will reach the original value. Is that clear? Yes or no? So this function is not only a multivalued function, it is in particular called, therefore f of z is called double valued function, because it is taking two different values, right? Yes or no? One is plus r power 1 by 2 e power I theta by 2. The another one is minus r power 1 by 2 e power I theta by 2. Okay. Even if you increase, you will get again the previous one. Right? Yes or no? So if you quickly take f of z is equal to z power 1 by 3, then what should be your guess? Huh? Here theta will, from z plane to w plane, theta will be reduced from theta to theta by 3. Right? Yes or no? So here we have went 2 times to complete one square. That means where we have started, to reach that point, we have to go 2 times in z plane. So for z power 1 by 3, what should be your guess? We have to go in z plane around that circle 3 times. Yes or no? Any problem? Tell whether you have understood or not. If you go 1 time, then 1 more time if you go, and if you go 3 times, we will reach in w plane where we have started. Right? So this is 3 times you have to travel. 1, then another time, okay, then 1 more time if we go, 3 times we have to go to reach in w plane a complete circle. Right? That means where you have started, to reach that point we have to go 3 times. Right? So this function is called, this f of z is equal to z power 1 by 3 is a multivalued function which is called triple valued function. That means you will get 3 different values. Right? Remaining all values will be again same. So you can generalize this, f of z is equal to z power 1 by n if you take, then it is n values it takes. Okay, yes or no? So you can call it this as n valued. Clear? Any problem? Huh? F of z is equal to z. We have already checked here, right? Z power n for any n. It is, you are not going to get anything new. It is a single valued function. If z is different, f of z value is different. Right? Yes or no? Here, this n, not only 1, you take 2 or minus 1, minus 2, n is z, then it is a single valued function. For any n belongs to z, z power n is a single valued function. Right? That means there it is not a multi-valued. Okay? Fine. Let's take another interesting example, which is our interest. F of z is equal to natural log, this log z. Okay? Logarithmic function. What is the, how it is defined? Whether anybody remember? It is natural logarithm of r plus I times theta. Right? Or I times theta plus 2n pi. Okay, where n belongs to z and theta is between minus pi and pi. Yes or no? That is principal argument. This is the definition of log z. Right? Okay. Now you can check f of z, which is above here is r comma theta. Now r comma in place of theta, if I put theta plus 2 pi, that means see whether it is a multi-valued function or single valued function. What you will get here? Log r plus I times theta. In place of theta, we want to write it is 2 pi, right? Yes or no? So we can take even one value, it is not a problem. Okay, we will just write this as, for our notation, I times, say suppose you call it some theta, just to make sure like this. Okay, then what is this will become? Theta plus 2 pi. Okay, so therefore this is same as saying that I theta plus I 2 pi. So one extra term we are getting here. One extra term we are getting after going with rotation of 2 pi. Yes or no? Right? So even if you take f of next one, that means z of r theta plus 4 pi, what we will get? This is same as This whatever you have here plus I times 4 pi. Yes or no? Right? So not only for this, if you take theta plus say 2k pi, anything you take 2k pi, that means 4 pi, then 6 pi and so on. What we'll get here is natural logarithm of r plus I theta plus this is I k pi, right? I 2k pi, I 2k pi. Is this clear? So whether is it a single valued function or it is a multi-valued function? Every time you are after reaching 2 pi, you are getting a different value. Yes or no? So it is you are not going to get any time this single value, right? That means it is not going to return to the previous value f of z. Are you following? So therefore, this f of z is a not only multi-valued function, it is a infinite multi-valued function. That means it takes infinitely many values. Is this clear? So we have seen a finite n-valued multi-valued function. This log z, therefore this f of z is a multi-valued function, but which takes infinitely many values. Is this clear? So it is an infinite valued, right? Any problem? Now, whenever we have multi-valued function, that means after going a rotation, we are instead of going to the original value of f of z, we are going to some other value of f of z, right? So there is a different values are coming. So there is a concept of a branch point and branch cut will come. For multi-valued functions, we have three concepts. Okay, I'll write here. We will have a branch. Okay, then we will have a branch point and we have a branch cut for a multi-valued function. Okay, so it is just like try to assume, because the name suggests you take a tree. You take a tree where that function takes what is meant by branches. From that, it will go to different places. Is that clear? Okay. So there, that means whatever multi-valued function is there, then from that you will get a single valued functions which are called as branch. Okay. Then what is meant by a branch point? A branch point is a common to all branches, or from that place you can go from one branch to the other branch by means of rotation. Is that clear? First try to understand, we will write. Then what is meant by a branch cut? Branch cut is like some part you remove, okay, so that a multi-valued function will become a single valued function. That means just like you cut that branch, then it will become a single valued function. Okay. So what is meant by a branch? It is a branch of a multi-valued function f, okay, is any single valued function, is any single valued function. You can denote this by say capital F, okay, which is analytic, that is analytic. So whatever we are going to talk about branch, it is an analytic function, that is analytic in some domain, okay, such that at each point z of this domain, this capital F of z, okay, the value of f of z is one of the values of our small f of, okay. Is definition clear? Let me tell again what is meant by a branch. It is a single valued function, capital F. That means even if you go one round, two round, anything, the value is not going to change. Okay, and that function should be an analytic function. That means it should be continuous, differentiation exists, and this capital F of Z is one of the values of this small f of Z. Is this clear? Hmm? Yes. The way this analytic whatever we are having here, it makes sure that this capital F of Z doesn't take random values of f of Z. Okay, so it is just like a small a curve, smooth curve like that. Okay, we'll see example. Then we'll define what is meant by a branch point. Is branch definition clear? Hmm? Yes. Huh. So you have a multivalued function. For example, this z power 1 by 2, z power 1 by 3, log z. These are all multivalued functions, right? Okay. So that means they take multiple values. When you go from rotate from 0 to 2 pi at the time of 2 pi or at the time of 4 pi and so on, the f of z value is different. Okay. So to get a single valued function, for example, take this f of z is equal to z power half. Okay. So this value will become single valued if either you take this f of z is equal to r power 1 by 2 e power I theta by 2. Okay. If you take this function, then it is one single valued function. If you restrict values between 0 to 2 pi, the moment you take 2 pi, you are getting different value. Yes or no? Okay. So this is one function and this is another function. Okay. So it is like it has two branches. This f of z is equal to z power half has two branches. One is this. Okay. I'll write when we come to example. When you restrict theta is from 0 to strictly less than 2 pi, then this is a single valued function. The moment it go to 2 pi, you are getting a different value. Is this clear? Yes or no? And this value will be same when you have from 2 pi to up to 4 pi. Are you following? The moment you reach 4 pi, you are getting plus r power 1 by 2 into e power I theta by. Right? So what are two different single valued functions are possible here? R power 1 by 2 e power I theta by 2 and other one is minus r power 1 by 2 into e power I theta by 2. So these two are branches you can call it. Is this clear? Hmm? Yes or no? Similarly, for z power 1 by 3, there will be 3 branches. Yes? Yes or no? For z power 1 by n, you will have n branches. What about log z? How many branches it will have? Hmm? Very good. Infinitely many branches this log function will have. Okay. We'll see those examples. But at least, what is this one? A single piece like that. Okay. Now, what is meant by a branch point? It is a point where from it is like you take one point. We say that that point is a branch point if you take any closed path around that point, start from angle 0 or any angle and reaches to that point again, then if you go from one branch to the other branch, then we say it is a branch point. Is this clear? So what is meant by branch point? First I'll write a point z is equal to alpha is called a branch point, is called a branch point if the branches of f of z, okay, are interchanged when this z describes a closed path about this alpha around alpha. Okay. So what is the meaning of this one? You take in z plane This is, say, suppose this is alpha, and if you have any closed path around alpha, okay, you start from here. Okay, you start from here and you go around this closed path around alpha, and the moment you reach here, it should go to another branch. Is that clear? That means that value should change. Are you following? So if you take any closed path around that point alpha and you traverse along this, your f of z, so this is z plane, and whatever you are having here, okay, this is w plane. So when you go from here, you may be in some, I'm just writing this is something like f1 of z, okay, then the moment you reach here, okay, it somewhere it should crosses, and this value should be go to, suddenly it will go to f2 of z. Okay, are you following? That means it is shifting value from branch 1 to the another branch. Then we say that that point is called a branch, right? We'll see, discuss examples. The another definition is called branch cut. What it says is that the portion, you can call it a line or a portion of a line or portion of a curve, which makes the multivalued function into a branch. Okay, is that clear? That means a portion of a line or of a curve is introduced to get a branch. That means if you remove that part, then whatever you are having a multi-valued function, that will become a single valued function. That means it will become a branch. Are you following? So a line or a curve that is introduced to get a branch. To get a branch is called branch. Okay, fine. Now let's go with examples, because these are all not easy to understand. So we'll go one by one and understand what is meant by a branch, what is meant by a branch point, and what is meant by branch cut for each example. Okay, so let's first start with f of z is equal to z power half, which we have seen. Right? We have seen that this takes two different values, right? Yes or no? So that means we know that this has two branches. Okay, this function, this is a multi-valued function. Actually, it is double valued. Okay, so therefore it has, how many branches it has? Two branches. Yes or no? So what are all branches? It has two branches. One is f of z, which is equal to z power half, when you can say theta is between 0 to 2 pi. And the moment when you reach 2 pi and say suppose 4 pi, you get another branch. Okay, so I'll write here capital Fz. So two branches we are denoting by capital. So f1 of z and f2 of z, which is minus z power half. Is that clear? Yes or no? Visualizing this one is little difficult, so let me show that so that you can understand how it look like. Okay, so can you see the screen? This is the imaginary and real part of the z power half. So if you see here this picture, it is just like two layers are there. Okay, so if you see from top, how it look like? It is just looking like only one, right? Yes or no? That means when you go from 0 to 2 pi, it just look like this. But the moment when you reach 2 pi, that value is different. So here you can see that two colors are mentioned here. Yes or no? Huh? One is blue, the other one is purple, right? That means if you go, for example, like this, the moment you reach it, you will go to the lower portion of this one. After this, you will go here. Okay, that means half of this portion will be covered from 0 to 2 pi, and another one, if you go in this direction, then you will reach to the original one. Are you following? So just try to understand. You have a circular steps, circular type of steps. So when you reach uh, from ground floor, when you just go that one entire circle, you will reach to first floor, and again you go through that circular steps from first floor. After one entire 360, that means when you go one entire round of that circle steps, you will reach to second floor and so on. Is that clear? Yes or no? So just assume that you have, for example, when you go to big cities, you have parking, different parking on different floors, right? So you just assume that you are going in a one entire circle, then you reach, okay, you reach instead of ground floor, you will reach to first floor, right? You can also see this video. I'll just play this video for you so that you can understand, visualize this one, how z square, what are the two branches, how it takes two values. Can you see this video? Here you can see that it is like two pieces of your complex plane, two pieces of paper and joined together. That you can see from this. This is one paper, this is another paper. Okay, and you see how it will be clubbed, how it will be joined. This is from origin it is cut, and here also from origin it is cut. Okay, and you will see that how they will combine these two papers. So each paper is one like complex plane. You see, now they will bring together these two papers, they will glue. Okay, and half will be what from top, if you see, half will be the one complex plane, the other one will be the another complex plane below. Can you see that? So if you start from one, by the time of you reach half, you will go to the down, and again if you reach another circle, you will come to the up, which is on where you have started. Okay, you can see the here. So this YouTube link also I can share. It is posted by someone. Okay, you can go through it. This is how it look like. Okay, that means basically what are the two branches here for this one is two branches, and such things are called, you can call it, this green one is called a Riemann sheet, and the other one, this purple what you are having, this is another Riemann sheet. Okay, see how you can understand is the following. Take two papers and put it origin. Okay, from origin to the other end of the paper, you cut that. Similarly, you do take another one and try to glue in this way. Okay, such a way that half it will be below and half it will be up. Okay, you can see here. This one, this picture, this is imaginary part. How it is looking like? This red sheet, half of this red sheet is here and half of the red sheet is below. Is that clear? Yes or no? So this is just like, you can see that now, for example, wherever you start. Now, for example, I am starting from here. If I start from here, let me. So if I start from here and I go in this one, okay, then you can see here. See, I'm just like, assume that I'm traveling by car. The moment I go here, okay, here I come, then I will reach to the other place. Yes or no? Hmm? Yes. Now again, if I come here, then I'm completing. Then I'm reaching to this ground floor, this same point. Is that clear? Hmm? Right? So for this z power half, you require two complete rotations. With with one rotation, if you go from here to here, you will reach the top. Okay, and once again you go and come back. See, for example, I reach this top. I'll put it like this. Okay, right now I explain again. I started from this point and I have traveled like this. The moment I reach circle, okay, you just assume like, can you see this one? A little bit I made. So if you go one round circle through this red color, okay, instead of coming to this below one, what I reached here is I am going taking this green value. Yes or no? Hmm? Right? Now, if I go one more round from this green, you start from this green and go one round, and where you are going below now, okay, then you will reach to here and come here and you will reach this. Is this clear? Hmm? Yes or no? So it is just like half of the part of one sheet is above and one is below. Okay, that's why z power half you require two circles, two times you have to rotate, right? So what are the branches here for this z power half? Hmm? These two branches. One is z power half upper half. The another one is minus z power half. Is that clear? Hmm? Now tell me what is a branch point here? What is a branch point here? If you observe this one, we are rotating through the origin. That means you take in this z plane, this take z is equal to 0 and you take say here, you take some point A. So say suppose this is my point A. I am rotating through anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Then in W plane, okay, that means when I am going from here, I am starting from here and reaching up to here. Where we have received in that image, we have reached from say red to green. Yes or no? As in that example. Is that clear? Right? So we have from one branch to another branch we have received. However, closed curve you take which encloses this 0, we are going from one branch to the other branch. Yes? Yes or no? You can check here. You start from this and go one round. Okay. Then you will reach the other part which is green. Okay. Or if you start from green and you go one round, then you will come to below, okay, which you reach to red one. Are you following? Yes or no? Hmm? So each color is one branch here. So you have two branches and the branch point for this z power 1 by 2 is 0 is the branch point. So 0, z is equal to 0 is a branch point. Why? If you take z is equal to 0, right? And if you move this one, this is some angle. Okay. If you move this A along this curve, that means if you move that point, then you will get all different angles. So finally, you will also get theta is equal to 2 pi also. Yes or no? Hmm? Now suppose let's take another point and see whether that point is a branch point or not. Okay. See, suppose take some z is equal to 2 and you take a curve, a closed curve around that which doesn't include 0. See, suppose this is one, right? And just to understand better, we'll put it that curve in just to understand better, we'll write that curve in first quadrant and see whether that point is a branch point or not. So now I'll draw this, and suppose here I will take this closed curve. Okay, this is a point, right? And some point is there, and I have taken some. Now I want to see whether this point is a branch point for this arm, right? For that, what we require? You traverse this one, and every time you find, suppose I'll just randomly put some point. Okay, I will put this point and this, and I will reach this point, and I will see whether our values will change or not. Okay, when value will change? The value will change only if your theta reaches from theta to theta plus 2 pi. Is that clear? Yes or no? Hmm? Any problem? See, you take this point. Now, what is the angle for this point? Is this much? Yes or no? Hmm? If that point is here, then what is the angle? Angle is this one. Okay. If it is point here, then this is the angle. And what about here? When it comes here, or suppose say take this point. If I take this point, then what is the angle? Here, which is decreased after reaching this point. Now this is the angle. Is that clear? Hmm? Yes or no? Hmm? So if you observe, if you take this circuit as close one, and when you move these points, your angle is changing, but is this reaching to 2 pi? Hmm? These are all the different angles we are getting. This one and this here and here and right. But you can see that at least if it is there in first quadrant, it is not even crossing 90 degrees. Are you following? Yes or no? So therefore, the moment you go like this and you come up to that point again, A, around this point, okay, this value is not changing. Are you following? Hmm? Yes or no? Yes or no? But the moment if it is z is equal to 0, it crosses. It up from here, it reaches 90 degrees, it reaches 180 degrees, reaches up to 360 degrees you will get. Is that clear? Hmm? Yes or no? Okay. So therefore, z is equal to 0 is one branch point. And say you can say z is equal to 1. If you take z is equal to 1, it doesn't. You can take a small circuit around 1. Okay. Which doesn't cover this theta is equal to 2 pi. That means complete circle you won't get angle. Even though you are traveling here, but it doesn't change. Right. Now, there is one more point which is always, most of the time, you can check. So, no other point is a branch point here with this example. Whatever we have understood here, so this is not a branch point. Now, you take z is equal to infinity. That means you are taking extended complex plane. So, is z is equal to infinity a branch point? That means you have a point at infinity. If you can find a circle, okay, or closed curve enclosed that point. Now if you go travel from that place and reaches to that point, then whether branches changes, interchange or not is the question. See, visualizing z is equal to infinity is not easy. So when we discuss, whenever you want to deal with z is equal to infinity, you better take 1 by z, do it for z is equal to 0. That means at z is equal to 0, z is equal to infinity. What is the difference? Wherever you have z, you put 1 by z. Is that clear? Hmm? Yes or no? So now for this function f of z, which is equal to z power half, if we want to know the behavior of this function at z is equal to infinity, you define new function g of z, which is 1 by z power half. Okay. Then this f of z, z is equal to infinity, z is equal to infinity is a branch point. Z is equal to infinity is a branch point if and only if z is equal to 0, z is equal to 0 is a branch point for this function. Is that clear? Yes or no? Now you can check that this is same as z power minus 1 by 2. So the same function, whatever you have understood, this f of z is equal to z power half. Whatever calculations we did, when theta reaches from 0 to 2 pi, this value will change. Yes or no? Right? So 1 by e power I pi, which is minus 1 only. Right? So therefore, this z is equal to 0 is a branch point for this new function or not? This whatever you have here, this g of z of r comma theta is 1 by z power half. And what is g of z of r comma theta plus 2 pi? What is this value will become? The way how we have calculated there, it is minus 1 by z power half. Is that clear? Yes or no? So therefore, this is a multivalued function and value is changing. So therefore, z is equal to 0 is a branch point for this function g of z. This implies z is equal to infinity is a branch point for which function? Our original f of z. Is that clear? So therefore, for f of z is equal to z power 1 by 2, there are two branches in extended complex plane. One is 0 and no other point is a branch point, because we can find a closed curve, a small closed curve enclose that, so that you don't reach angle from 0 to 2 pi. Okay. Is that clear? Now, what is, so therefore, what are two branch points? Branch points for this function is 0 and infinity. Okay. Now, what is meant by a branch cut for this example? So again, go back to this definition. What we have here is, you have a in z plane, you started from, say, suppose this point, okay, and you are going here and coming back. The moment you reach here, right, there is a problem. You are getting two different values. Are you following? Right? So suppose if I can remove this part, if I can remove this, that means I have something like this. Okay. Then so assume that it is just like a wall, a bigger wall. You cannot go from, after reaching this point, you cannot go this. Are you following? 0 is also not. Okay. So can, at that time, whatever you have in these blue dots now, whatever you are having blue dots, this one, except this red line, that will become a single valued function or not? Yes or no? So this one, f of z is equal to z power half. Okay, you come here. If at all this bridge is not there, or assume that this is just like a, whatever dotted lines I have mentioned here, this I will call it as branch cut. Why I will call it as this as branch cut? Because of this barrier, because of this wall, you can understand you can't reach this point A. Are you following? Yes or no? Whatever we are having here, this whatever point we are having A, we are not able to reach because of this. Is this clear? So what is this branch cut? Is nothing but the line joining 0 to infinity. Okay. So it will keep on going. Otherwise, you can go and come back to that place. You can have a bigger circuit. Okay. So it is just not line segment. It is the entire line starting from 0 to infinity. Okay. Is this clear? Yes or no? Now, why only this positive real x-axis? You can have infinitely many branch cuts actually. Why? So let me draw another picture. Okay. Suppose this is some point. This is some angle, given angle. You can call it some alpha. Okay. Now I will take a circle around from this point. This is my point A. I will take this. Okay. Now when 2 pi degrees will come the moment I reach here. Yes or no? Because I started from this, I have gone complete round means I have to reach again here. Okay, now can you tell me what should be the branch cut? This line. If I have this line, if I remove that part, then I can't reach to this point A. Are you following? So this origin won't be there. Okay. So any line except that origin, you take not only this. I can say the other one. Suppose this one is also a branch cut or not? Yes? Or anyone, it will be a branch cut. Or why only straight line? You can take as a curve also. You can take a curve also. Suppose what is important is it should have a just like a wall. You cannot go from one place to the other. That means I can have something like this, which never stops. Yes? Yes or no? Then whatever point I have, if I start from here, then to reach this point, again I have a barrier here. Are you following? I can come, start from, and I can only stop here. I cannot go because I have a barrier here. Just like assume that it is a lane. Some water is there, you cannot cross that water. A river lane is going. Right? Okay, so it may be a straight line or it may be a curve. Are you following? We have spent a lot of time for Z4 half. Now let's quickly go to another example. F of Z equal to log Z, natural logarithm. This logarithmic function, if you take, then quickly see this. We have infinitely many branches. How many branches it will have? You will have infinitely many branches. Yes or no? So what you will get? Alpha, you fix any real number alpha, then this f of you can write here, say f1 of z, for example, is this natural logarithm of r plus I times theta, where your theta is between alpha to alpha plus 2 pi. See, the moment you reach 2 pi, you will get different value, right? So what should be our second branch? For example, natural logarithm of alpha plus I theta, where your theta is from where to where? Can somebody tell? Alpha plus 2 pi to alpha plus 4 pi, one complete rotation. Yes or no? So for example, if you want any branch, kth branch, say suppose, then it is I theta, where alpha plus you have what? K pi or 2k pi? It should be 2k pi, right? Yes or no? 2 into k plus 1 pi. The next one is here, alpha plus 4 pi to alpha plus 6 pi. Right? Okay. Is that clear? Just to understand, again, let's go back to our one more. I will show you one more picture here so that you can understand. This is how. Can you see the screen? So here the branches are colored in different colors. Okay. The branches are colored in different. Let me show that one more time. Okay. So here, whichever different color is there, that is one branch. Now you can see it is taking little time. Can you see this one? Because you have a infinitely many branches, so it is just like you assume that you have infinitely many floors and you are going from one floor to the other. If you go one complete rotation, you will reach from one floor to the other floor. Okay. right? See, for example, you take this one. This is red here. Red, if you go one complete round, then you are going to this blue color, right? From that, if you go one more round, you will reach to this black one. Yes or no? But if you see on top of that, it just look like one circle only. If you see from top, just look like one circle. Yes or no? Hmm? So each circle, whatever you are seeing that, it is not actually a circle, it is the entire complex plane. Okay. So it is nothing but complex plane, each complex plane put one above the other by joining through that branch point. So branch point is nothing but it is a point common to all branches. So you can check that 0, whatever you are having here, it is a common to all points, all branches, right? Yes. So let me show this one more video is there by this visualization. You can check here. So just to understand how this by rotation, you can see that it's just like going from one to the other one to the other one. This complex plane, whatever this shelf is there, shelf. This mesh you can see, this mesh is going from one above the other. Can you see that? This green, blue color, this blue color mesh by going round and round, it is reaching to, let me show again one more time. Now, here the mesh, whatever this one was there in middle. Now, after one rotation, it was going to this second one. Okay. Now, again after rotation, it will reach to the top floor. Right. So it is just like, so now you can see that this one is coming here. Right. So this is how your branches of logarithmic function have glued together. Okay. Is that clear? So again, just like z for half, whatever we have taken, in same way, this 0 is the branch point for this log z. So it is around, the idea is, whatever you are talking about f of z is log z. And in log z, if you see this function, let me write. If you see here, what is this function is mainly depending on this I theta. So if wherever it is possible, theta reaches to theta plus 2 pi, then that value changes. Okay, right? So it is all about what point we have to consider in such a way that when you consider this closed path around that point, branches go from one place to the other. So the only possibility here is z is equal to 0. For example, z is equal to 1, you can understand again from this. Okay. What happened? Just like this. So if you take any point other than 0 and if you take a circle around that or a curve around, closed curve around that, then even if you travel completely one round, you don't go to that 2 pi. So therefore, you don't get a new value. That's why z is equal to 1 is not a branch point for log z or even z for half. Okay. Yes. So this has infinitely many branches, but what is a branch point here? 0 is a branch point, and you can also check that, and z is equal to infinity is also a branch point. Okay, how we can check that? So whatever wherever z is there, you have to put 1 by z, right? Yes or no? What is the reason? If you call it new function, which is log 1 upon z, then it is same as minus log z. Okay, log z1 by log z1 by z2 is same as log z1 minus log z2, and log 1 is 0. Is that clear? Yes or no? Is this clear? So therefore, it is actually minus of log z. So if log z value changes, then minus log z value also changes. So therefore, z is equal to infinity is also a branch point, and only these two are the branch points for f of z is equal to log z. Okay, I can quickly give some examples. You can try, and I will. Whoever interested, you can find out. See, for example, if I take the another one, let me take log z minus 1. Can somebody tell what should be the branch for this? What are the branches for this log z minus 1? It's just like log z, but your origin is shifted to 1. Yes or no? What is difference between log z and log z minus 1? The point earlier, this center is z is equal to 0. Now here it is shifted to z is equal to 1. Right? So here z is equal to 1 is there. Okay. Now, if you take any one, if you go around this, you will reach this. So therefore, what should be your branch point? What you will understand? Z is equal to 1. Yes? Z is equal to 1 and branch points z is equal to 1 and z is equal to, of course, infinity. That also you can check. Right? These are the only difference between log z and log z minus 1 are log z minus a. If you want, you can write here log z minus a, where a is any complex number. Then what are branch points? Z is equal to a and z is equal to infinity. It is just like a translation. Yes or no? Earlier it was here. Now it is shifted. That's all. So what we have to, you can understand that when this inside one is 0 like that. Okay. Fine. Now take quickly another examples and see what you can find. So suppose if I have log z square minus 1, then how you can simplify? First try to simplify this. You get it in this form, something like log z minus a. How you can write this one? Log z minus 1 into z plus 1, right? But log is, we know log z1 into z2 is log z1 plus log z2. So this is like, okay. Now can you guess what should be the branch points? That means this value should change when you move some closed path around some point. So what should be those points? What should be those points? Please guess. Suppose if you take z is equal to 1, if you take a closed curve around this, then what we know? This log z minus 1 value changes by 2 pi r naught. And this will be as it is because it is outside. This log z plus 1, this z is equal to 1, it doesn't contain this. So this value doesn't change, but this value changes by 2 pi I. So therefore this sum also changes by 2 pi I. Yes or no? Yes? Have you understood? If you take a closed curve around 1, then this value changes. This value changes by 2 pi I. This value is same. Whatever log is there, whatever value is there. So overall it changes. Therefore, this log z square minus 1 also changes by 2 pi I value. Yes or no? Right? So therefore, what you can guess? Therefore, z is equal to 1 is a branch point. Yes? Similarly, what is another branch point? Similarly, at minus 1. Similarly, at minus 1, this is minus 1. Okay? You can also have a curve, closed curve around this, where this value changes and this value remains. Right? Okay? So therefore, this minus 1 is also a branch point. Similarly, z is equal to minus 1 is also a branch point, right? And what can you say about z is equal to infinity? What can you say about z is equal to infinity? We know that for z is equal to infinity, infinity is a branch point for this as well as this one, right? Yes. So this is also a branch. So we have three branch points, 1, -1 and infinity. Okay, right? So let's take another one where you can have, and then I will stop. Suppose take log z -1 by z plus 1. Okay, what can you say about this? Quickly, how you can write? This is same as log z -1 minus log z plus 1. Okay, now you can see that whatever argument we did here, here you have only plus and here you have minus. Okay, so whatever the argument we did here, you can see that 1 and -1 are branch points. Yes or no? So here 1 and -1 are branch points because we can have circles around 1 and -1 where this values changes. So therefore this value also changes. That means you get from one branch to the different branch. Therefore these are branch. What about infinity? If you want to find infinity, you take new function log, wherever z is there, you put 1 by z. Okay, then we will check whether it has a 0, whether 0 is a branch point for g of z or not. This is same as log 1 minus z by 1 plus z, again which is same as log 1 minus z minus log 1 plus z. Now for this new function, what are the branches? 1 and minus. Yes or no? So therefore 0 is not a branch point for this new function. Is this clear? Here 0 is not a branch point for g of z. Therefore infinity is not a branch point for which function? Our given f of z, which is this log z minus 1 upon z plus. Is this clear? Yes or no? I'll just end with one. You can find out. If you take f of z as z power a, where a is any complex number, and z minus 1 whole power b, where, okay, then we already seen that this will have 0, z is equal to 0 is a branch point. If only you check this, a is not an integer. A is not an integer. Why? Where we have seen such example? Z power half. For z power half, we have seen that 0 is a branch point. Yes or no? Here we have seen for z half, 0 is a branch point. So if you take this one, then z power a, when a is not an integer, you can easily check that z is equal to 0 is a branch point. Similarly, what can you say about z is equal to 1? Is a branch point if and only if b is not an integer. Yes or no? Right? If b is not an integer, if you say, for example, take z minus 1 whole power half, then 1 is a branch point for that. Clear? Now z is equal to infinity when this is a branch point, if and only if this together a and b, a plus b is not an integer. Okay, so if they are integers, their sum, if it is an integer, then it is not a branch point. If it is not an integer, then you can easily check that it is a branch. Okay, these are all different examples of branches and branch points, branch cuts. See, branch cut, it is easy to visualize. Branch cut is nothing but it should be a line or a curve joining branches. For example, 0 to infinity, or this 1 to infinity, 0 to 1, like, okay, whatever branches are there, because branch point is common to all branch cuts. Okay, so we will stop here, and in next class we will start integrals. Okay, what is meant by integral for of a complex. Okay, we'll stop.